The Buffalo National River, located in the mountains of northern Arkansas, is considered the heart of the Ozark National Forest. It stretches through 4 counties and is home to over 300 different species of fish, insects, aquatic plants, and many other land animals. Because of the vast amount of wildlife and natural treasures, the Buffalo River National Park is a major attraction for paddlers, hikers, and nature enthusiasts. The park receives at least 1.7 million visitors each year.
So Buffalo National River is America's first national river. It was designated by Congress back in 1972. There was a big plan for a couple of dams to be constructed on the Buffalo River. And a lot of folks who enjoyed paddling the river and enjoyed hiking in the area came together and they said, we don't want dams here. A lot of these other Ozark streams have dams already. We want to save one in its natural state and really celebrate the wild scenery of Buffalo River. And so they got all these legislators and important politicians together, and they brought them out and showed them the value of the Buffalo River in its natural state. And that ended up leading to this designation by Congress for it to be Buffalo National River. All of the plans for the dams were thrown out the window, and that's why 45 years later we still have this beautiful Ozark stream here. Buffalo National River is 135 miles long, starts up at Boxley Valley right off of Highway 21, and it leads all the way down to its confluence with the White River near a town called Buffalo City.
Experienced paddler and longtime visitor Tom Cogan enjoys visiting the Buffalo National River.
Buffalo River is as beautiful a place as there is. The bluffs, the trees, the river, the sandbars.
The Buffalo River is not only a great place to connect with nature, it is also a great place to connect with family and friends. Kayaker Abby Frizzell has been experiencing the Buffalo River since she was 3 years old and enjoys spending time with her family while floating the rapids.
My favorite thing about the Buffalo is really all of it, because I just love it all because I get to float a bunch with my family. It's all the wildlife, the bluffs and stuff are really pretty, especially in the morning when the sun's first coming up.
I go as often as I can. My record is I've made 9 trips in 1 year. I've tried to do every month of the year, and there's only a couple of months that I haven't been able to make yet. But I've done some beautiful floats. The prettiest float that I ever did, there was 12 inches of snow, and the icicles that were hanging off the bluffs were just gorgeous. And we did a float from from Steel Creek to Kyle's Landing, and just beautiful, beautiful.
I float on the Buffalo as often as I can because I really love it. So I go as much as I can.
It's beautiful. The stars are just awesome from here. It's just so relaxing, and the whippoorwills, the owls. It's just the most wonderful thing I think that you can do.
The thing that got me into floating the Buffalo is probably my grandpa and my family. I've just always enjoyed it, and my grandpa's made it even funner for me. So.
About the Buffalo, first of all, that's where Scout found me, right? And sorry.
Although the river is a majestic beauty, it can be a challenge even for the most experienced paddlers.
The most difficult problem in while floating the buffalo is probably the rapids, especially when the water is a little too high. Just you gotta watch the water level to know what you can do.
Man, have I flipped. Lots of times. And I've done it loaded down with stuff and everything goes everywhere. And actually, the summer before last, the scouts were doing a trip and we left. The water was a little high. And in the second rapids on the very first day, we flipped or sunk 5 canoes in one rapid. And it was mostly just the waves were so high, they were coming over the sides and came in the boat. And it took us an hour to gather all of our gear up and empty all the boats out and get going again.
For those visitors who do need emergency assistance while paddling or hiking, the Buffalo National River Search and Rescue Team is trained and ready to help those in need.
The Buffalo National River Search and Rescue Team, which is a group of volunteers and staff members of Buffalo National River who all come together during times of need when visitors do need some assistance. So I'd say on a given year, BuffSAR probably rescues an average of 60 to 80 people who need help, whether they've flipped their canoe and they've gotten pinned against a tree, or if they start a hike that they're really not prepared for and they need help getting out. BuffSAR is always there to help people out.
I've always enjoyed floating the buffalo, so last year's kind of made me want to do it even more because I really wanted to float 100 miles before because my grandpa did a 100-mile trip with his Boy Scouts, and I've always wanted to do it. I've really always enjoyed floating it, so last year just made it even more fun because I had a goal to meet, and I really wanted to meet it. We were able to do 102 out of the 125 miles Buffalo is. We ended off with Rush to the White River. That's our best stretch, or it's really our favorite stretch.
For over 40 years, the Buffalo River has been a source of pride for many Arkansans and visitors. And thanks to the continuing efforts of the National Park Service, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, and many private individuals, the Buffalo National River will be a preserved treasure for generations to come.
Please accept my apology for astute terminology, but the buffalo's a total geologic anomaly. Karst topography affects a comprehensive ecology, so we've all got to act responsibly for good water quality. La la la, la 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 la. Specific atmospheric circumstances and gravity bring precipitation to the ground incredibly rapidly, and in karstic regions, circulation happens quite passively when the water filters underground and into a cavity. La la la, la 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 la. That's good.
Good job.